Okay, welcome to the next installment of my series of D Dorian, and this will be 4-note per string scales. So, very simple concept I'm doing here. I'm just taking very standard 3-note per string scales, and there's really only two different fingerings here. So a standard 3-note per string scale is gonna, like for example here, D E F. So if you insert a chromatic passing tone, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then if you take the other standard fingering, E, F, G, and you insert a chromatic passing tone there, you end up with the same thing. And then you have 3 different places in the scale where you have this kind of stretch. So starting from C, C, D, E, F, F, G, A, and then G, G, A, B, the 1, 4, 5 chords. So what I'm choosing to do here, and I could do any number of things here. I'm choosing to put in the note that's here. So F, G, G sharp, A, or A flat. So that I just decided that years ago that sounded better to me. There's nothing to say that you couldn't go, like if you're on C, C, D, D sharp, E, or E flat. There's nothing to say that you couldn't come here. You couldn't put the chromatic there. So you have this. So you can put the chromatic there. You can put the chromatic here. So the idea with the 4-note per string is you have down, up, down, up, down, up picking. So it's a device. You can think of it as either 8th notes, or you can think of it as 16th notes. I think that one of the first licks I did was kind of like, so there you would kind of end up, if you thought about 16ths, you end up on the last 16th of the beat. There's a really cool page in Mick Goodrick's book, Advancing Guitarist, where he takes some kind of run and he keeps on displacing it by one 16th note. Maybe I'll put something in the description below if I can find that in the book. So that's kind of an interesting way of thinking of it. And some of those things you just have to be like intuitively think of and feel. Am I on the beat? 2, 3, 4, or am I gonna wait? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now I'm doing a very subtle thing there. So notice when I started on the beat, I started on the down pick. 2, 3, 4. But when I started on the second 16th, I started with an upstroke. 2, 3, 4, 1. See how I did that? And that's just something that you just have to just practice. So it's almost like I'm using my pick as almost like a metronome. And there's just things this comes with years and decades of playing, and then also teaching. Taught private guitar lessons for many decades, and one of the advantages of that is you get a chance to go over the fundamentals over and over again with lots of students, and you really have to kind of break things down, to make it easier for students. And sometimes people have very specific issues, and you have to be able to say, okay, we'll try this, try that, and you just have to come up with different solutions. So this is a kind of a cool idea. And then I also came up with this idea, which I thought was kind of cool. Just kind of come down the scale. So that's the first 4 strings. Next 4 strings. So I'm just using the standard 3-note per string scales, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and I'm just filling in one chromatic note to give me, so 3 plus 1 is 4. I'll do one more of these. Okay, so then so standard pattern, F, E, D, CBA, GFE, DCB, and I'm just adding in chromatic. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'll do one more. So here's the standard pattern. And I'm just adding in a chromatic. Yeah, and then, as far as speed, I wouldn't really worry about that. I mean, I think most people would say go for accuracy first and relaxation. Yeah, and then probably for speed, you probably don't want to use too thin of a pick. I've lately been using these Ernie Ball Prodigies USA 2 millimeters. I just find that it has, I guess it has like maybe a softer plastic, so it gives me a nice sound. And maybe for the videos, it doesn't have as much pick attack. Some of the other picks I've used, I think, on a video, come across with too much pick attack. There's a pick I like to use, Ebony, Pick Boy Ebony, which sounds really good, but it does have a little bit of a sharp attack, a little bit of a so sometimes I have to try to edit that out in post. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else I wanted to say about 4 note per string. Yeah, so that's pretty much all it is. You just take your 3 note per string scales. So you have 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you just have 4. Okay, I think I'll just end up the video. I'll just kind of play a little bit with that descending pattern, 4 notes, and then I'll just kind of see what happens. I didn't talk very much about hammer pull-offs. That's obviously a good technique. Double hammer on, double pull off. So you just have to kind of listen to what notes you're landing on. And so on. So these are all just things to practice, try different things, see what works. So sometimes what I like to do is, rather than doing all hammers, I'll like to go hammer, hammer, and then pick the last note. Yeah, or whatever. Okay, here it comes. I'll just play a little bit more to end off the video. And so on. So, okay, I think that's all I'll say today about the 4 note per string scales. I guess if I wanted to, maybe I can do a little bit with the octaves. I think that's how I ended off the last video. That actually might be kind of cool to maybe throw in some more chromaticism. What is Gary Burton? What is one of his quotes? Yeah, talk about monster player. Oh my God, Gary Burton. I've never seen him live, but boy, he is just amazing. What an improviser. I mean, he makes me look like I'm in kindergarten still. Okay, yeah, so I think I'll just do maybe some 4 note per string. Maybe I'll do the same thing I did from the previous video. I'll kind of play in here, but I'll throw in some chromaticism and kind of see what I can come up with here. Okay, one more thing to end off this 4 note per string approach. use your imagination, take these concepts I'm presenting and apply them to your own playing if you want. Okay, thanks for watching.